Like from my perspective,
Yeah, from
like
your
my
perspective.
brutal, honestly.
From your upbringing as a young man to where you're at now, what would you tell this young? What would the OG in you tell this young man?
Okay, well, let's do the OG perspective.
Damn, we're going OG's perspective.
All right, so if we're doing OG perspective, this is what I would tell him. Like, look, is like chances
Fuck
are
your
you're
friends.
never gonna see you. 90% of the chance, like you're not gonna see your friends again after high school. Whether it
Don't.
be they relocate or they just move on in life, and God forbid, which it will happen, sometimes death. Sometimes, it's their time.
Death is a real thing.
You have to live, you only get one life.
YOLO.
And I would say, just to sum it up, you just don't live without any regrets.
Mm.
Because one thing that I always told myself, and what my mom always regrets, is living with regrets. Like that what if.
Mm.
And that's why I told myself, and that's what one of my arguments that I had with her was like, I'm not going to live with regrets. I'm not going to have that what if.
Mm.
I'd rather be content with myself and know that I did it. And if I failed, then, I mean, at least I learned from it. I mean, I'm that stubborn. I'm still going to do it until I succeed.
Mm.
I mean, another example was like just to land that first step in a graphic design job. It took me,
It took you a
man, like
while.
11 years.
Yeah,
11 years.
I remember talking to you, like going through all that phase when you were trying to get that job and how long you've been trying to and what it's done to you mentally. But
Yeah.
to see where you're at now, it's a whole different person. So that's good.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's from the OG's perspective is like, I mean, your parent, you're going to start to notice a fine line between they mean well and they're being toxic. And you're going to start peeping that real quick.
Do you think parents know that? Do you think parents know the fine line between being?
No.
Yeah,
No.
I don't think.
No. And I mean, I brought it up before too, like between friends, peers. I'm like, yo, what you're saying is
It's toxic.
it's hurting me.
Hmm.
And of course, like in the heat of the moment, like they might not say that, but sometimes once they cool down, like they'll be like, yeah, what I said, and just thinking about it, I didn't mean to do that.
Damn.
But yeah, I mean, I do believe like parents and family, their internal instincts is they want the best out of us.
Yes.
And I understand that aspect, but again, sometimes I feel they don't realize, too much parenting, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Good examples is like, if they don't let you be who you want to be, or let you grow as an individuality, then it's gonna mess with your confidence a little bit.
Big time. Yeah.
It's gonna mess with your confidence a whole lot. Cause like, say if you want to do something like that, their thoughts is always gonna be in the back of your mind. It's like, oh, should I do that? It's like, but I really want this. And it all boils down to it, like, look, like, this is my life. And you really gotta look at yourself in the mirror too at times too, where it's like, yo, like I get what they're saying, but this is my life. And even though they mean well, they necessarily don't have their best interest in your future.
No.
Because one, they haven't experienced that aspect. So they are not at liberty to tell you, what you shouldn't do and what you should do. Like another example was like, I'll just use my family as an example. A couple coworkers as well, kind of like, just try to deter me from like taking my artistic path. Like some of them try to say like, oh, I mean, you should get it like a 9 to 5. You should make more money.
Don't
just be a
quit your
doctor.
day job.
Mm-hmm. So, and then like, of course, some of them would say like, "Oh, I don't want to get loans." Also, that's that fear. That's another thing. Fear.
Fear is a big thing.
Sometimes like parents don't notice that, but a lot of fear can be detrimental too.
Mm.
Because remember, it took me 11 years to get where I want to get. And a lot had to do with that fear. And of course, like, I mean, there was a combination between like me at the time just going through a bad breakup and just trying to, rather than focus on negativity, I try to burn out all that negative energy into positivity. And ironically, that's when I took all my art seriously. And then that's why I started to realize like, I was able to express myself artistically, like just through poems, writing, art, painting, and it brought joy to me. And I remember too, like, what another thing that just made me put my foot in the ground too is when, um, actually my mom literally told me like, no, you need to stop what you're doing. It's like I don't want you to paint anymore. And initially, that's when I snapped.
Mm.
I snapped, and when I mean snap, like
Like Thanos?
Worse than Thanos. Like, I
shit.
mean, going back into our culture as far as like saying certain things that are taboo, like I felt like she crossed the line, so I was like, well, if you're gonna cross the line, I'm gonna cross the line too.
I'm gonna cross the border. I'm just
only,
kidding.
only difference is like I'm gonna hit back too.
Oh shit!
Not in the not physical. No.
Don't ever punch your mom.
Yeah, that aspect, like
Don't ever punch your mom.
Yeah, if you've hit your parents, then you're a new low.
No, I mean, I think. Nah, never mind. I'm shut up.
But I mean, it got to the point like my mom would say things like just to hurt me. And I went with that same attitude, like, okay, well, if you're gonna hurt me, I'm gonna bite back too. So eventually, like, it got to the point where I was like, I'm just gonna bounce. And it looks like we have a question. So what's up, D Will? Cool. So, like, when she said that to me, that just ripped my core. And eventually, like, when I wrapped up the argument, I told him, like, you don't get to tell me when to quit. Especially for someone that was too afraid most of her life was full of regrets and hasn't done nothing with her life. So I
did she cry?
No, like we were like screaming.
Damn, I don't know if I could tell. No, damn, that was.
But I mean, for me, like I had enough, and especially it was a lot. It was more like a boil.
Did your relationship after that, was it more of a mutual respect and understanding, or was it just coarse?
I guess to say it, it's just rotten for saying it. It's a tolerance.
Ooh.
It's a tolerance. There's because like she's still doing her thing. She still says a couple things like I try to calm down. Like for a good example, like one day, like she said, like, no, you need to stop painting because we don't have room. But eventually, like I get what she was saying, so I kind of calmed down. I was like, I told her, look, I'm still gonna paint, and that's it. And I just left it at that.
I think we got a question.
All right, what's our question?
Who said that? Do we know who said that?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, my mom. I love my mom. She knows this. Me and my mom did have a great relationship. I'm getting there right. I'm on my way there right now, man. My mom grew up in a very toxic household. Very toxic. Like I hear stories from my uncles and how my mom's situation was as I got older too. I started realizing I saw the similarities in how she was brought up and versus how I was brought up. It wasn't nearly as bad. No, my mom did a better job than my grandma. So my mom taught me pain, a lot of pain. But through her pain and through the pain that she had passed on to me through the relationship she was given from her mom and her dad, it gave me strength because I knew my mom was going through stuff. So I had to forgive her in order to really amend that relationship. Like to this day, I struggle calling her sometimes because I know what kind of energy I'm going to get from her. But at the same time, I really got to understand that my mom did her best job. Like my mom went to my show the other day. I love man, my mom. My mom is my biggest. My mom is where I get my strength from. My mom gives me my strength off top. My mom, she knows this. A lot of my strength comes from my mom. A lot of my work ethic comes from my mom.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the reason why, like I understand with like relationships between sons and moms, moms and sons, because the mom, I think we as men have to understand our moms are coming
Deal with a lot.
deal with a lot.
They deal with a lot.
So remember my mom came on our show. She sits down a lot. So when she stood up when I was performing, I was like, yeah. So my mom, I love you, mom. If you watch this, she knows I love her. I talk about my mom and my music a lot. I mean, it's funny because when I started rapping and I showed her my rap lyrics, like that was the first time her and I actually were able to talk and actually enjoy like conversation with each other. She always said this when I was a child. If you could remember lyrics, if you could remember how to spell words the way you remember the lyrics are to your favorite songs, you would be a genius. So I ran with that. I said, oh, lyrics, genius. Remembering, I can remember lyrics. I can't remember how to spell words. So my mom was cool. So I love you, mom and dad.
Yeah.
Love you, mom.
So going based on our comment. So one thing, I'd say one positive thing. Well, man, I would say a few positive things.
Don't just say one, man. Come on.
That's why I reiterated like a few. So I mean, also my mom, she deal with a lot. I don't want to go into detail too much about that, just for her privacy and for her respect. But I will say one thing that always stood out to me, what my mom taught me was, ironically, never be afraid. Never be afraid. Always speak up. Always stand up for yourself. And she also said, never be the first one to volunteer.
Why not?
She said, I always go back and forth with that one. I was like, I get what she's trying to say. Like, no, in terms of like, that situation or scenario can turn from good to bad.
That's
depending.
true. I can see why she said that. That's what I'm wondering.
So I always went with the approach like, well, I'm gonna observe before I decide to make a first move. But I know my mom's taught me a lot of things as far as like, man, the work ethic, the work ethic. I mean, she definitely tried her best because I mean, my pops wasn't too quote unquote what you would consider like a man as far as like being mechanically like as far as like knows how to use tools, knows how to build things. It was my mom that taught me.
Really?
And
that's cool.
Yeah, but she went with I guess you can say like she didn't know too much, so she went with the Mickey Mouse approach. And the Mickey Mouse approach, like I applied that to my art as well. If I didn't know, like I would figure out like, well, this is what I would do. But I would do it cleverly, like where I would hide those mistakes and it would still come out like.
I think in mechanic, you really can't hide your mistakes as a mechanic.
No, definitely mechanic wise, but I mean, art wise, that's a different story.
You can't. I think part of the art is the mistake itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So parents, mom, dads, we love you guys. We ain't talking shit. We love you guys.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. I mean, despite my traumas, my amongst other things, like this is no disrespect to her, but I mean, I went with this as far as like anybody that's having the same issues as what I was having at their age. I went with the approach where like, I mean, don't follow my mistakes and how I approached it, but do it to the point where there's an understanding and where you can explain to whoever you're having at odds with your guardian or your parents or whoever you look up to as a mother and father. Just actually have that conversation. Like, just sit down with them. And if you're fortunate enough to have that parent or guardian that comes to you and approaches you like not as like a child, but as like a grown up as well, then consider yourself as like a blessing to have that type of relationship. Mm-hmm. And do we have another comment or no? Okay.
I think yeah, I think that was good. I think that was a lot. We said a lot in that segment.
Yeah, I mean, it like just like I knew like with this topic, it was gonna come back to home to me with a lot of things, like, and
Mm.
especially like just some of the conversations and some of the things that, I mean, you had to deal with, like with some of your relatives, like, or
Did
like
did the rain make it more like emotional?
nah,
Damn, I just thought,
mm,
because it's raining outside. I thought,
no, no, it's something that I deal with every day,
mm,
and ironically, like thinking about it, like I know I doubt that I'll have children, but like if I do, I know for a fact that I have to watch myself. Like, I mean, because I can understand sometimes from my mom's perspective, like, not being overprotective, but like just you always worry.
oh yeah.
You always worry.
Shoot, I don't even have kids, and I'm around kids all the time. I worry.
Yeah,
I I'm
especially my best friend's kids. When
oh
I
man,
was able to hang out with my best friend, like we would have a conversation, and like every second I would turn my head. Every second I would turn my
because
head.
the kid is observing everything, man.
Hmm.
Babies observe everything, every little detail. I got I got my roommate's little daughter like shrugging now. Every time I look at her, I'm like, let me see your shoulder work. She'll shrug. Then I'm like, you want to fight? She'll throw up a fist, like throw a punch. I'm like, damn. And she'll like start dancing with me, and it's just like, wow, kids pick up everything.
Yeah, like
Little sponges.
even my goddaughter, like you would think like, oh, she's not gonna hit her, but she hits
Oh, I
hard.
bet.
She hits hard. Like I remember, like I was talking to her pops, and she wanted to get some boxing, so I held my hands up while I was talking to her pops.
And she punched you in the face.
No, she didn't punch
Damn.
me in the face,
I wish she
but
did.
like for like a good 15, like 12, 10 minutes, like I was doing this. Then the next day, like I woke up and like this whole arm was
Oh yeah,
sore.
people don't understand, man. Catching punches, you get hurt, huh? How do you will biceps and oh, never mind. He don't know. Oh, he's too strong out here.
Well, he's the mighty D.
He's a
Will.
mighty dude all of a sudden. I think and we got something else to talk about too. Why hip hop sucks. Oh, you want to start or you want me to start? You want me to go? You want to go? I'll say something. Mainstream hip hop does suck. I think a lot of artists sound the same too often now.
You're playing it too safe.
They're following. I mean,
And they're following a lot of trends and relying on a lot of trends too much.
well, I mean, I was gonna go beyond. Thank you, though. I was gonna go beyond, but I just think a lot of things mainstream hip hop sucks. We're talking about underground, the local scene. Um, I mean, the underground is going to be influenced by the mainstream, in my opinion, because I've gone to shows where I performed at, and I still hear the same sounds that I do here in mainstream hip hop. I don't think not every artist is going to be a great artist. Not every great rapper is going to be a great rapper. I don't think every person has horrible music. At the same time, I think everybody is capable of making horrible music. I'm capable of making horrible music. I think the greatest artists are capable of making horrible music. Um, Shoot, why does music suck? I think because people are doing it for the wrong reasons. We're motivated by intentions that original artists were possibly motivated by. A lot of artists are motivated by pure money, and by that
And likes.
and likes. Yeah, so they might sugarcoat certain things. I think if an artist who is motivated by other things, I think like for instance, like if maybe like Noah, his motivations are different than a lot of other local artists and a lot of other artists that make music. I think if an artist is pure. If his pure intentions are to be a trend, then he's just gonna be a trend,
Hmm.
and he's gonna make trendy music, and that kind of makes hip hop. That makes trendy music's only this long. Longevity music, an artist who wants longevity, in my opinion, my observing music, it's going to take time to get there. So we're giving a lot of artists like they want to blow up now. Like who's the next? Who's the next? Who's the next? We don't. Everybody's who's the next? Who's the next? But there's not really artists that are sustaining anything quick or sustaining longevity anymore. Everybody's quick, go in and out. Now all these artists want to get in and out of the music scene. They want out now. They don't want to be making music no more. A lot of artists want out of the music scene. I just think it's not what it used to be anymore. There's no like, I mean, there's no Earth, Wind and Fire type of music. I mean, that's not hip hop per se, but that organic sound of music's not around anymore. So I think that's what gives hip hop a lack of perspective now, because it doesn't sound all the same, but it sounds the same to me. And that's why I
I
personally
agree.
don't.
I agree.
I don't listen to a lot of music anymore. Like I don't. I really don't. We got another question.
It's definitely being oversaturated.
In a bubble in a sense. What do you mean by bubble? I'm gonna say this. I just think we should stop. I think, and I said this before. I think we should stop classifying everything as hip hop. I think I think because now I liked Extensacion's music. I did. Was it hip hop? I don't know. I just liked his music. It's that emotional connection. That's the reason why, like, I don't think we're not gonna get the 50 Cent. We're not gonna get no more Nas. We're not gonna get no more Biggies. We're not gonna get no more Tupacs. Obviously, we can't. That music scene is not dead. It's just we want the glamour. People want to know about the glamour. I think that's why Kendrick or even another artist like Stevie, Fredo, we'll throw artists that I know in the IE scene, Konami. They're phenomenal at what they do because they're not rapping about the Lambos, or we don't have that obviously, but
something you can relate to.
Something we can relate to. A lot of these artists are putting out there. Future just dropped another project. I'm not gonna listen to it because it's probably gonna be the same thing about how he got his heart broken, how he's gonna pop Xanax, how he's gonna do this. I don't want to listen to you breaking yourself down. You might have broke yourself down, but me as a human being, I need something where if I'm broken down, I'm not gonna listen to another artist who keeps breaking themselves down. I want to know how you went through the turmoil, how you went through it all, and how you surpassed all.
How you overcame it.
How you overcame it. Not everybody's like, they want, oh, I got the Lambo, this bitch is broken my heart, I'm popping Xanax, I'm doing this. Even like a lot of other music I listen to, there's a lot of people just the same message. The same message, exactly. Is money, drugs, alcohol, and women. And which is great because that's part of life. But which lifestyle we adapting to? And like you got other artists who are really giving you their insights on their perspective of the world, of how they're going through the turmoils of and destructive, their vices, all that stuff. But yet they find themselves and their strength within themselves to overcome all the negativity and all the bullshit. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of people rather listen to an artist who has these racks, who has this money, who might be a local cat, who might be fronting like he got money, who might be stunting like he does have it all, but yet they stop listening to the music and they go back to their regular 9 to 5. It's like, for me, it doesn't make sense. I don't get that. It doesn't. I can't grasp that.
That, and like just going back into like how, like, you know, Future's just one talking about that, and then there's the other artists talking about the same thing. And what I also noticed is like, it feels like a lot of them are afraid to be different. They're afraid to grow. And what I notice, like certain patterns, like
they stay in the same cycle.
They stay in the same thing. When I used to listen to, when I listen to albums from like different artists, like they will have like that turmoil stage, but they overcame it.
Oh yeah,
they would grow for it. Even sometimes, like
they'll go back to it.
Sometimes they'll go back to it.
It was more of this versus a lot of just
staying stagnant.
Yeah, and I think,
and to me, it's like, dude, just going backtracking a little bit. Like, I do also agree. Like,
hold up. Why does music suck? Because you guys keep blowing up the wrong people.
Yep, blowing up the wrong people is one.
You guys rather see Blueface blow up than your next door neighbor, who's actually a pretty good lyricist rapper. We got a question. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go for it.
I've never watched any of his videos, so I really can't say anything. But you're smirking like he really is. I heard he can't be on beat. But my one of my athletes told me this. He said he purposely isn't on beat because he wants to create his own sound. But I don't think that works. I think you have to be on beat. I get
the.
He's trying to create his own, like,
but
like that I kind of respect.
Yeah, but still, it's like.
But I feel like I can't really say shit because I really haven't done much as an artist, as a career. You know, that's why I don't know. Sometimes I hold my back in these.
But like, I mean, it's your opinion.
It's my opinion.
So I mean, let it.
Oh, speak my truth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kidding. A lot of balls happen. My athlete Nilo. I hope Nilo watches. He said they were, but Nilo said he was going to watch this. I love listening to his perspective on music because it pisses me off sometimes because we'll be mid workout and he'll ask a question: "Who did you like more, 808s or Heartbreaks or Yeezys?" I was like 808s or Heartbreaks. But his opinion on music's so cool because because his dad had him listen to a lot of the 90s hip hop.
Hmm.
So he has that 90s hip hop in him, but he also knows about the Fortnite genre of music. I guess I'm gonna call it the Fortnite genre. Why do people like Fortnite? It's simple. Why do people like the music that's out now? You don't gotta think.
Which also can be a bad thing too.
It's a bad thing
It's a bad thing because like if you simplify
Gucci
it,
gang,
then
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, good spot, 30 racks on new chain.
yeah,
Simple.
it's simple, but it's like okay, what is it like? You didn't put no effort into that.
People like
No.
simplicity. We have another question. Mm. I see it goes both ways. It doesn't just go like with the new genre. It goes with any music in a sense. We're being lazy and stuff. I think I think Konami or somebody in our past always said the cream will rise to the top. And I think at the end of the day, even who Snoop Dogg or someone said, oh, Jay-Z said this. He said trendy artists will not last. And I'm a firm believer trendy artists
Yeah,
won't last. I think because now think about it, with that phase that we just experienced this year in 2018, it was a lot of just it was a lot of little pump. And this is what scares me. If I was
a lot of
17,
artists are named Little
little
something.
something. But here's what was scaring me, and I don't think a lot of them. And I'm thankful J. Cole did this because if I was a young up and coming artist, and all of a sudden I went from 0 to 100 real quick, like a lot of these young guys did, I'm sorry, they don't have proper education on how to handle the situation they're given, because now it's like Tekate 69, homie's in jail. Homie, I don't know him, but he's in jail now, and that's unfortunate. Like he's really it's this young individual is really in jail because of he was chasing some type of fame, and he exposed himself for everything he's done wrong, whether it was
Hmm.
real or whether it was just trying to be cool. He really put himself in a situation. Now Lil Xan, apparently they're saying his relationship with his girlfriend was fake. So we got to realize a lot of these mainstream artists that are out there, they're not going to last long.
Yeah, they're just they're living in a fantasy. And what it all boils down to it too, what I always believed in is a lot of some of these younger cats, and I mean older cats as well too, especially back in the day. The heart is not into it.
Yeah,
Their heart is not into it.
going back to it, it's like money, money. I mean, money is a great thing because money is a tool to utilize to create more for your career as an artist. But I think a lot of people, artists in general, they're getting away from why people rap. I'm pretty sure, like, if my motives to rap is to be one of the best rapper that a lot of people have ever seen, like, I really want to be that guy because that fuels me. That gives me. I want to be the best trainer. I want to be the best business owner. I want to be the best lyricist. I want to be the best poet. I want to be the best at this. I want to be the best at that. That fuels me daily.
Yeah.
That's what gives me my edge to go. That's what gives me my weaponry. That's what gives me my emotions. I'm an emotionally driven person. So when I'm in tune with my emotions, that carries me beyond. And I feel like a lot of people these days aren't, they're not motivated by other means. They just want the money and they think the money is going to give you that belt, that heavyweight title, that you are the best lyricist because you got the money in hip hop.
That and the word legend gets thrown around a lot.
To young legend.
Like especially with like some of the fans or just anybody just commenting, they're saying like, "Oh, this guy's a legend." Like, how long has this person been out?
Well, it's like you have 17-year-old music. I mean, here's another thing we could say though. I would have if I started making music and I could vouch for this myself, when I was 16 or 17, my music would be so different than it is now. I would probably be doing the same shit they were talking about. I probably would. I mean, I didn't do any hardcore drugs. I didn't smoke weed until I was like 29, 19. My first alcoholic beverage when I was like was my senior year in high school when I was done with the football season. Because I told myself I am not going to drink or smoke because my friends did. I'm not going to do it because I want to still play college football. So that was like my motivational factor of not doing it. Once football season started, once I accept the fact that I'm not playing college football, I was like, fuck it. Let's do it. Let's party. So if we think about it, because like I love going to Coachella, I love going to raves, I love doing that. I love being in that scene. I love it. But let's just be honest real quick. How many, the artist himself is 18, 19. The reality of their genre of fan base, what's their age group going to be?
Yeah, around that age, like 15
to 18, 19,
early
right?
20s,
Yeah.
Around that age demographic.
I stopped going to like a lot of concerts once I turned 23. I was like, I don't want to wait in line. I don't want to do the whole process. And
yeah, as you get older, like you can't handle it. Like
you can't handle it as much.
Me with Coachella, I know for a fact I can't do it unless it's VIP where I'm sitting down on the stage. I cannot.
Is that a question? Oh, on this subject or 5 minutes in total? Huh?
Oh, 5 minutes. So
damn, that was fast. Okay, cool. We'll keep talking. I think so. That's one thing we got to consider too. I think why does music suck right now? I think because we're giving a lot of young artists a platform, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but we got to think about it. It's like if I were to go to the NBA and I had no proper training of the NBA and I had 2 great years of high school, like Andrew Bynum, right? He went to the Lakers and he didn't have a great career. He went straight out of high school. So we expect this young man to produce and make great music. It's like we expect Lil Pump to produce great music, right? How? When he's barely 17, 18, 19, how long has he been making music for? A year or two? 2 years, 3 years? He's barely been making music. So of course, it's going to be the measure of how great his music is. It's not going to be as good. So that's another reason why I think music probably does suck, because the age of where these artists are at producing their top quality of work at the age
and being looking up to like these other individuals where they're mediocre as well, and then also plus digital. Everything's
digital.
It's you can access it and you can like easily cut like the record labels and just do your own thing.
I think that's cool. I think that's great. I love that. I love that you could do stuff like that. And I feel like this day and age, I think hip hop. I've noticed this. There's a lot more melodies in hip hop.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a bad thing. I kind of like that, but that's what I'm saying. Like, can we
bad?
Can we stop classifying it as hip hop? That's my thing. I think we should stop classifying, because my whole thing is once you take away the classification, there's no issue.
There's no right and wrong.
There's no right or wrong
at that point.
And I think a lot of people should consider that. I think because look at the NBA. What is LeBron James? Is he a power forward, a point guard, or what does he do? That's just LeBron. So that's just Lil Pump. That's Lil Uzi. That's Lil this guy. That's them. That's Noah. That's Fredo. So it's like, can we leave it as them in the individual rather than trying to create a lane, rather than put them in a lane, let the artist create their own lane. That's why music sucks.
Yeah.
Hip hop sucks. I don't listen to hip hop no more. I've been listening to Deron Jones and the Indications. You should listen to them. They're a great band. But how much time we got? I think we're almost done. 4 minutes. Don't we have an infomercial?
An infomercial.
Yeah, like productive culture.
That one's gonna be inserted into the.
No, you gotta do it now, man. Do it now.
Do it now.
Do it now.
After I wanted to do it in the beginning.
No, we gotta make you do it now. Do it now. Do it now.
Alrighty.
Do it now.
All right, so let me look this up. Let me see if I can do
this. Oh, we're live. I got the notification that says Untapped Hip Hop TV KOS episode 7 live. Hey, you guys, thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah, and again, thank you for the people that's commenting. I mean, I know the beginning it looked like I was a dick, but I mean that was not the case. But it definitely had to be.
Who thought you was a dick?
It had to be.
Who commented today?
No. As far as like not in that aspect, but
thank you for everyone who commented today. We appreciate your interaction.
Yes, definitely. But on that note, this podcast is produced in part by Productive Culture. Productive Culture offers full service production, mixing, mastering, and podcast services. If you want to get your visit productiveculture.com/podcast. Tell them KOS sent you and get your first episode recorded for free.
And I want to give a shout out to Barely Broke LA for threading me up today with this beautiful sweater. Black love, brown pride. If you need the price, I got the hookup. If you want us to wear your gear here and sponsor and like, you know, advertise for you, we could do that. Thank you. Subscribe.
Hit that like button. Yeah.
Where can they find us? Where can they find us?
Well, they can find us on, of course, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. So,
well, we're like, where at?
Untapped Hip Hop.
You can find me at I am New Age Takeover on Instagram, New Age Takeover on Twitter, New Age Athletics. If you're looking for a personal trainer, I'm your guy, huh? Right, Vector? Yeah. How much you weigh right now?
Last year I was 190 and you cut me down to 159. The goal is to be back at 150.
Oh shit, really? I'll help you drop that. Damn.
Yeah.
See, I don't even got to brag. My clients brag for me. Till next time, KOS.
Peace, y'all.
Peace, love and happiness.